So, welcome, Senja. It's lovely to see you again. And your debut novel that we've been talking about, Under the Same Moon, comes out on the 25th of September. So, tell us all about the new novel.
Hi, Ross. Well, thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Welcome.
This is actually a really exciting opportunity for me to just say a little bit about it. It's okay. So, what is the novel about? It's a story of Jelena, who is this Serbian girl that comes to the UK as a teenager and then establishes a whole life here with family and work and things like that.
Mhm.
And then one day, 16 years later, a man turns up at her doorstep, and
Right.
it's somebody from her past, and he wants her to do him a favor.
Hmm.
And as you can imagine, it is not a good favor. It's something that he refers to as a proper Serbian favor, and a
Right.
favor that only she can do for him because she owes him for
Okay.
some reason. And
Mhm.
so then the story becomes about the decision that she makes and what happens in her life
Mhm.
once she makes that decision. So on the surface of it, it's like a suspense story. It's written very much like a thriller.
Mhm.
So hopefully it will, keep the reader turning the pages. But it actually asks some serious questions in the
Yeah. Okay.
background because it is very much about what it's like to feel as an outsider in a
Mhm.
country
Right.
and how far we will go to belong somewhere, to establish a sense of belonging and the right kind of identity. And then obviously at what cost to us does that come?
Yes. Okay. Perfect. It's based on a lot of research that you've been conducting over the past few years for your PhD, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
what is known as the PhD novel. Now, I hope that doesn't make it sound too serious because PhD novels can be all sorts of things, and
Mhm. Yeah.
they can be experimental or whatever. But this one is
Yeah.
it's a very straight up contemporary
Mhm.
narrative. It's based across London and Serbia,
Perfect. Yeah.
and it has two timelines which then kind of blend
Okay.
together.
Excellent. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's based on some of the experiences from my
Mhm.
own life,
Yeah.
but it's not really about me. So it's not autobiographical, but it
Okay.
is about somebody like me. So it's about things that could have happened to me and probably did happen to people who were in a similar situation. I think it's a story that's relevant for the global
Mhm.
world that we live in because migration is such an everyday fact of life. And
Yeah. Yeah.
when I look at the news reports this weekend about the far right rally in London, I
Yeah.
just feel like a story like this is really important because it shows what happens on the other side of that argument.
Mhm.
What about the people who are immigrating or emigrating from their home countries, and how do they feel when they're faced with a new culture?
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So it's drawing on your own research and your own experiences, but it sounds like a real novel and an engaging novel for a modern audience, thinking about a lot of topics that are really important.
Yeah, hopefully people will find it relevant. My agent, I'm very very fortunate that I'm represented by Lorella Belli Literary Agency in London.
Excellent. Mhm.
And when I first sent the manuscript to them,
Mhm.
um, so Lorella, she loved it straight away, and she herself actually is an Italian woman who's been working in the publishing industry for like 30 odd years.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
But she felt that it was even though the story sort of touches on a particular war
Mhm.
as the trigger for emigration, but she
Yeah.
said that it was really the story of any war ever and any immigrant ever, because the kind of the dilemmas around identity and how do
Yeah.
we fit in are going to be known to, familiar to a lot of people, regardless of where they came from or
I
what
see.
their specific reason was.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. That sounds fantastic. And I'm sure our listeners and the readers will really enjoy it. So thank you.
Thank you very much.